All right, welcome to Council of the North, episode 13. Tonight we're going to look at the new journal from GW and kind of talk about the War of the Rohirrim and some things about it, but mostly about what we would have loved to have seen. But tonight I have with me Andrew.
Greetings.
And Zach.
Cheers.
And I'm Will, and welcome to Council of the North. To start, we're going to get into our shame points. If you haven't followed along before, this is a section of the show where every time we record, we have to paint something or do some form of hobbying and post it to our Instagram before we record. And if you don't, you get a shame point. First to 5, the other people get to choose your list for the next tournament. All right. So Zach, where are we at for shame points?
Charts up on the screen right now for those who cannot see. I am leading with 3 points still consecutively. We have been very consistent. I was able to get some work on my Mumak. I haven't done anything on it for a while, so that was nice to get a little paint down. Then we go over to Will, who also has avoided some points he barely avoided point by priming. It's technically
I'm in a boring. I felt bad posting on Instagram because it was like I assembled a bunch of stuff and I primed some stuff and it was like, this isn't like.
It is hobbying, technically.
The priming, I stripped them all. I stripped them all last night. And
that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work.
I just said it's soft compared to the other stuff. Okay, but he avoids the point barely. Then we got Andrew with nothing
clean
under
slate,
his column.
baby.
It's almost like you have a lot of time on your hands with nothing to do, right?
Almost like he doesn't
hobby
work.
Expert. I'm a hobby master.
Then we got the guest column.
Let's go over our guests.
And
what kind of guests? Who have we had on?
First guest we had was Clubly, 0. He was good. Then we had Alex, also 0. Then our local, Jonathan Young, also was able to escape with 0. So guest portions, hands up to you. You're painting. We're painting. Everybody's painting. No reason to see any gray at the next event.
And if you're listening to this, you're painting. So
yeah, because you never know when you'll be the next guest.
Actually, seeing that, I realize we need more guests. We've had 3 or 13
no,
episodes.
we've just kind of haven't kept track. There was all kind of like Derek and Kyle were pre-shame.
We didn't. Okay.
Shame guest.
Yeah.
They were OGs before shame points were a thing.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, I don't know.
We should get some more people on here.
We should. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to see other views. But that's for another discussion at a later date. But as we've seen, nothing's really happened on the shame chart in a couple weeks, which is technically a good thing. Kind of boring for probably the listeners, but
bad content
for us,
it's good for us.
Especially seeing as
someday
it's going to come
crumbling down. So that's shame points.
Hold on. I'd like to make an amendment to the shame point. I think if 1 week we all get a shame point, there should be some kind of common-voted penalty that we all have to do as chosen by the most liked YouTube comment.
I like that. I like that. I'd take
hobby related, not anything in the world. Hobby related.
Oh, unless it's like a punishment to like fly to another country for vacation that the viewers are going to pay for. I mean, that's a great punishment. I will oblige.
Flies to Articon 2026.
Why would you even say that? That's stupid.
That's our shame point section. We're moving on.
Moving on.
Up next, we'll do our quiz. Andrew has 3 quiz questions. We're taking them up today, actually. So Zach and I are going to answer them, and we'll see if anybody else got them right. But Andrew, what were the quiz questions?
Welcome back for another segment of Are You Smart or Are You Zach? That's 3 questions. Right. I'm keeping it alive. Okay.
Before we get into this, we should say the past like 3 or 4 weeks have been absolutely brutal with the quiz questions.
Okay.
So let's try to tighten it up today.
All right. Well, don't worry. Today it's tight. Okay. Yeah. You interrupt me as well.
If we are going to keep the name Are You Smart or Are You Zach? Fair. But we cannot call you a quiz master because you've not been a master recently. You're more like a quiz.
Well,
peasant.
Well, buckle in, bucko. All right, buckle in, because we got properly updated Are You Smart, Are You Zach section, all right? Here we go.
Okay.
The questions from last week, gentlemen, for you two, if you can even be called gentlemen, are: what is the name of the Valar that created the dwarves?
Zach, you want to answer first? You want me to?
You can go first.
I think it's, I'm probably not gonna pronounce it right, but Ale, Aule with the umlaut or whatever.
That's correct. Zach, obviously
Hmm.
you didn't know, so I just...
All I could think about was that Stephen Colbert clip of him listing off all the Valar, and I was like, I don't know any of this.
I think the only other one I know is like Ulmo and Manwë.
Yeah.
Those are big ones. I mean, they're all
Ulmo's
pretty big.
like the god of the sea or whatever.
Yes,
Manwë is like the sky.
the wind, yes, and the lead Valar.
Yeah.
That is correct, and that's like half the Valar. So
Yeah,
good job.
dude. Suck it, Zach.
And Melkor's another
Brutal.
one. So
Brutal.
easy. Okay, so that was question 1. Question 2. What was the name of the elf that dueled Morgoth and critically wounded a part of his body? And what part of his body?
I'll guess
easy
this
question.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Fëanor. I don't know if I'm right,
excellent
but
guess.
it is an elf. It's
An
an
excellent guess, Will.
That the only two elves I could think of was Fëanor or Fingolfin, and
Which
I
one are
feel
you
like they're
picking?
both. I feel like I'll go Fingolfin because he went Fëanor.
Will, you are correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. But do you know what part of the body, Morgoth's body,
His
he
stomach.
wounded?
I don't know his face. I don't know.
You're both wrong. Okay. Well, you both get a... Well, Will, you're
I'll
the
get
point
a-
for that. I'll give you the point. 2-part questions. Well, if you get the main part, the second one's just like for fun, you know?
What did he wound?
He wounded his foot, and ever after he walked with a limp until he was destroyed.
Who destroyed him?
The Valar came to Middle Earth and sunk half of it. Spoilers.
Which one?
All of them. They all came to Middle Earth.
Can you list all
And
of
they
them?
sunk half the world.
How many Valar are there?
8, I think.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think. I'm
not
rusty.
not much of a
Sounds like
master.
Okay, how...
Quiz peasant over
Get
here.
out of here.
Okay, what's the
last one?
I came up with this one.
Will, would you like to do the honors and ask this question?
I think we asked people to name one of the 2 blue wizards.
That's correct. And Will, you got it right. So this time we'll start with Zach. Zach, name one of the 2 blue wizards.
I believe I remember like Alatar or something.
Okay.
And I got that.
Will?
I think that's right. It's Alatar and Palando.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Will, you're 3 for 3.
Dude. That elf one was a total guess, but
I sense some cheating in Will's history there.
Don't even.
Oh,
I'm calling him out.
conspiracy theories. I'm gonna tear this podcast apart.
Why can't we ever just be happy for each other?
We
That's not good content.
Cannot find happiness in other success.
When have we ever been happy for each other?
Did anyone get them right? Did anyone reply to our YouTuber then?
All right. Well, I'll admit I messed that up. I didn't check. I meant to and I forgot.
Well, if you got them right, congrats.
Clubley, I believe, got at least 2 right. I think he may have gotten all of them right as usual. I didn't see much else when I checked last time. But Clubley, kudos to you for always commenting every single week. We appreciate you.
We appreciate all of you.
All of you, but especially those that leave comments, likes, and subscribes. We appreciate you slightly more. Okay, anyway, so last week, or I guess the last 2 weeks, people were saying that these questions are hard and, we don't get engagement because the questions are too hard. And, I don't believe that because you can still guess at hard questions. But
me.
I have come like Zach, right? You still got one, right?
I got one right, so.
And it's better than nothing because you contributed to our engagement. And that's what really matters. That's what these questions are all about. So I have 3 easier questions. These are all pretty easy.
Okay. Sure.
They're all Lord of the Rings. trilogy, or I guess
Nice.
6 books, but everything's from the Lord of the Rings books / movies. So basically everyone should be able to get these, or at least have a good guess. Question number 1, super easy. Okay, I put this in just so that you're gonna know it, and then if you do know it, you're now required to leave a comment. Okay, I want to see 97 comments or however many views we get. Vigo broke
97
across Spotify and YouTube. Vigo broke a bone when he kicked this object in the 2 towers.
Is this a 2-part question? Which bone and which object?
I did not. No, just what object? Super easy.
What did he kick? Okay.
Question number 2. The Argonath in the movies is constructed in the likeness of Elendil and Isildur holding swords. How is this different in the books? Okay, that's a fair question.
That's a really good question.
And there's 2 differences that I'm looking for, but either one will suffice for a point. Question number 3, super easy. So easy. What is the name Frodo is called at the end of The Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. There's a profile for it.
There is a profile for it.
Okay.
Don't look. Leave your comment, and then you can go look.
And then change your comment.
And then
no, don't
cheater like don't be a cheater like
don't
Will.
Change your comment.
Hey.
We're gonna, you know what? Before this
Yeah,
episode's done, we're gonna send our answers into Andrew, so we can't even cheat off the other comments. I don't think we need any time to think about these answers.
When we're done recording this, we'll both tell Andrew our answers before we hang up.
Yeah.
And that is the questions for this 2 weeks bi-weekly Are You Smart or Are You Zach segment. Please leave a comment. And while you're leaving a comment, leave a like and also subscribe if you haven't. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, this is like the most targeted show you could ever watch if you're into MESBG or you're in the OSBGL. Come on. What is a more targeted show than this? You know? If you're going to OSBGL tournaments.
I imagine you as like a used car salesman, as like this weird aggressive type that's like attacking people in the parking lot.
He's like trying to sell you 2 left shoes.
Have another drink, bud.
Left-sided shoes.
2 pairs of left-footed
shoes.
Left-footed shoes. That's what you're trying to do right now.
At least I'm not hammered.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Whoa.
All right. Well, thanks for Andrew. Thank you for running Are You Smarter or Are You Andrew? A quick reminder about following us on Instagram. You'll see all our pictures for avoiding shame points. Spotify, YouTube. Andrew said click the buttons. Lastly, we did our 500-point list review last episode. We are asking for a 700-point list now. We've already had Preston put one in, so if you want to get a list in, we'll be doing that sometime in October, reviewing all those.
And Preston's list is awesome. So if you can find something better than that, we'll give you a quiz point or something. I don't know.
We'll give you a high 5.
High 5 at the next tournament we see.
That's your prize.
Otherwise, yes. Quiz, shame points, list submissions, follow our Instagram. That's it. Do you guys have anything before we get into the main topic, talking about the journal and stuff? Do you guys have anything from this past week that happened? Saw anything online?
Other than the journal, Mithril Brush has come out. You can go check out some really awesomely painted Middle-earth miniatures. I think those are all in Warhammer Community or somewhere. I just see them pop up on the subreddit, which is a pretty good subreddit for Middle-earth if you're on Reddit. Really, really well painted stuff. Just like makes you not want to paint anymore when you see some of that stuff.
Oof, don't be saying that. We're trying to promote painting, not stop painting.
Persevere through the shame. That's everything for me, other than what we've been working on. Jonathan Park is hosting a tournament in London, right? 450 points on October 4th.
Zach's going to be there?
I am maybe going to know tomorrow if I will be there. But by then,
Jeez.
I will know if I'll be there by the time you're hearing this. So maybe I will be there. October
I, w-
4th. Game
I would have really
changer.
liked to go, but I had some stuff pop up and I'm not able to. But I would have liked to go, especially at 450. That would have been really fun to bust out Helm.
I'm hoping I get to go. 450 is a very interesting points value to play a game at. Makes you really decide what you're gonna bring. You have to cut stuff, so that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it, as long as my schedule prevails.
Cool. Well, we're going to talk a bit about the journal and the new releases, but we've each created an army list that we would have liked to see in the journal, like something from the latest movie. If you haven't seen War of the Rohirrim, you should go see it. I just rewatched it. It's very good, actually. But if you haven't, we're going to spoil some stuff because we're making lists from the movie, based on the movie. So we'll talk about that later on. Each of us made an army list and kind of a cool themey rules for it. But yeah, what do you guys think of the journal coming out? And we're getting all the Rohan heroes, Rohan dice. A random Theodred popped up. You guys have any thoughts on that stuff?
It's nice that we finally have all the models that were supposed to be released with the release. For those of you that don't know, and just quick shout out to what Will said, the movie I think is going to age well. Like if you go back and watch it, I think it's going to be a movie that we're thankful for. I liked it when I first saw it, and I rewatched parts of it. I should give it a whole rewatch, and I think it's a good movie. It begins and ends. It's all canon. The middle parts aren't that far fetched. You know, not more than The Hobbit or even Lord of the Rings. And yeah, like it ends and starts and ends, and it's all like from what's in Unfinished Tales. So go check out the movie if you haven't. It's nice that we have all the models out finally. They all look pretty good, I think. Even Theodred, I don't know. Some people like him. I think he's okay. I think they could have done a little bit better. But
he's better than
foot.
the
I don't enjoy the
Freylaf.
foot one.
Freylaf is a bit of a miss. It's a near
Freylaf
miss on
feels
Freylaf.
weird. I think all the other models look pretty solid that were coming out.
Freylaf, everything about Freylaf's weird.
It just looks so strange.
I get into that in my list, so we'll save that. But
okay,
yeah, it's nice that we have that stuff all out.
The big one, the journal, though. What do we?
I mean, I had some thoughts initially when it came out that I posted in the OSBGL Discord, and it feels like it's, well, I guess two parts. It feels like it's half a book, right? Like there's all the fluff and none of the crunch, like none of the competitive side, which is what typically sells these books. The fluff part is like extremely nice to have, but if it's not at the right price point, it's just not going to sell because, like, let's be honest, this stuff gets leaked online or someone takes a picture of their book and then doesn't buy it. But I think we were saying that it was actually pretty affordably priced.
Yeah, I think Canadian, we said it was $34.
So that's like, what, 25 American?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. So
it's not
GW book, that is dirt cheap. Let's be real.
But I think
it
that
is a
comes back
soft
to
cover and stuff, so it's kind of nice.
I'll probably pick it up just because I want to support the game, but it is a weird decision because it kind of sets them up for failure. They made this whole book, which is a lot of work and time and money, and I don't think they're going to see the return on it, and then they're going to say, "Oh, this game's dead," when they did a bad release, right? You got to put rules in there if you want it to sell, and it would sell.
Yeah, how hard would it have been to have six more pages with like 3 army lists in the back of it or stuff? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that would have been. We'll get into that. That's kind of our topic tonight. But
I think it's interesting too. Like it touches back to a lot of stuff like the old source books, where it's got some of these like, oh, how to build some terrain or how to build, like, change things up, which I think is really cool and have been lacking in more recent source books releases, updates. which I always liked about just looking through the old ones. But like we've said, missing out on those rules, I think is a bit of a miss, especially because when you look at the original Armies book that comes out covering War of the Rohirrim, it clearly covers the section of Games Workshop gets pieces of the movie. They don't have the full story. They don't know exactly how everything goes. So some of those lists have some weird pieces. This could have been a good opportunity to cover those differences. Have like something that was from the movie that you wouldn't quite see. Like, okay, actually this could fit in this list for sure without a doubt. Which I think is kind of what we did with our big topic today with our lists.
Yeah.
Try to fill that hole.
Yeah, I don't want to blow it out of proportion, but this is the coolest episode we've done so far. This is the one I've been looking for. This is the one I'm most excited for. But yeah, you guys ready to get into the list?
Let's do it. I can't wait. We don't know what each other have done really, so
well,
this be exciting for all of us.
I didn't Zach and I both did what we were supposed to and put it in the shared document, but you kept yours secret.
I have a whole presentation. It's too long to put it in there.
He's probably gonna make me look bad on my my effort.
Zach, you start us off. What
you want me to start
off?
What
list and why? What list and why?
Okay, so I thought to so again, Boral, we kind of just each decided that we're gonna fill what we thought was lacking, choose a scene, something from the movie where we thought it could have added an army list to this book. And I thought the assault on Edoras was a missed opportunity. I mean, obviously the usurpers of Edoras was the goal, but it's got Freka, and by this point in the movie, Freka's dead. And there was also something very big that was missing that would be pretty awesome in a list, if I don't say so. So I had Assault on Edoras, and in my list, if I was to do it, I would have obviously Wolf. But my cool, or I guess what I thought would be an interesting twist to it would be Wolf has to be mounted. So you can't take him on foot. Then General Targ, he was in there. I also said he had to be mounted. So you got to have your mounted heroes. Then obviously you got your Hills Tribes Chieftain with the same options everywhere else. But this is where the big change is. Obviously, the Assault on Edoras there was a Mumak. Who doesn't want to have more Mumaks out on the board? I also said, because when you watch the movie, it's guided by the Beastmaster, so you must take the Mumak with the Beastmaster. And my twist was you have to take both Wolf, who is your leader, and the Mumak in this list. So it's got to be there. That was
nice.
I think
and
that's
then this is the next thing was a bit kind of wonky. It doesn't fully fit, but it kind of fits. I'm not really sure if it would stick around. I've been back and forth on it, but they refer to the Mumak and Wolf's allies that were not the Hill Tribesmen as the Variage, or however you want to pronounce that. So I also added a Khan chieftain on a horse. And then obviously, for warriors, I had the Hills Tribesmen with all their option, Khandish horsemen, and Harad.
I really like that actually that you included Khan, because that's what in the Unfinished Tales, that's who was part of the assault, the main part of the assault, and it's nice to get them in another list, especially like this like mixed list. So I actually quite like that. I like that you didn't include chariot either, because it wasn't a movie.
There was no chariots. There was also no
I do really like that.
So I kept it Foothill Tribes, Mounted Cav Khans, Harad have to be in the Mumak. It's the only way to take them.
Yeah, I like this a lot. That's a good call. This is exactly what I would have done too. I really like this.
Do the Khan horsemen get to ignore the bow limit and stuff in this, or no?
No, I don't know. I for currently with it, I say no. But I would think if you had to go start looking into it, but also with going into my army rules, I would think probably not, just because of one of the things I gave to the army rule. I don't think I should give them too much access to bows. It could get pretty ugly, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess to go off of there, I then created some army rules. First one, what? Andrew, could you answer me as the quiz peasant? Do you know what time of day the assault on Edoras happened?
At night.
No,
night
time
rules.
of day. What time?
What time of day? They didn't have clocks back then.
Nighttime counts. Nighttime rules. You play this army, every scenario is nighttime.
Cool.
You bring the darkness with you. So you get the 12-inch vision, so you can't shoot outside of 12 inches unless you got like the blinding light, the brands, that sort of thing. But if you do hit something, +1 to wound. I thought that's just, a cool rule that doesn't see too much options, but this army, it fits. Rolling thematic.
Man, can we talk about fighting at night for a second?
Does it suck? I imagine it probably sucks.
But no, just the way that they did it, because they did it where it's +1 to wound because they say it's harder to dodge, but nobody's dodging arrows.
Yeah.
It should be like +1 to your shoot value because it's still harder to hit people at night. Like shooting should still be hard even if you're in the 12 inches.
Yeah, because
it should be impossible outside 12 inches, but then it should be still.
But you're just shooting because you're just letting it go, like whatever. If I hit something, yeah.
It's always been like, oh, it's like even in broad daylight, who's dodging arrows?
Maybe the argument could be like you're more well hidden, so like they can't react in time, or like put their shields up or hide behind a tree in time because they can't see you. Is that the argument? Maybe.
I don't buy it, but anyway,
no, it's the me neither. I don't like that it's +1 to wound.
It's the one thing that's always been like the rules. The rules feel like I don't enjoy them, but it's fine, it's whatever. But then the justification to me just like makes no sense. I don't get it.
I don't like the +1 to wound.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Maybe if you change it,
it is cool to see scenarios that like counter shooting, right?
It's a list that counters shooting, but also promote shooting because short shooting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rule 2, fire arrows. I rewatched this specific scene because I thought, okay, what can I grab here that could be an interesting rule? And they were launching a lot of fire arrows at the charge of the rule here. Okay, cool. Let's see what kind of bonus can I give that? And I decided, because of the brands have a special bonus against cavalry already, terror, it's hard to charge or something. I thought if the target of a shooting attack is mounted, they must take a courage test, and if failed, they must take a thrown rider test. Boom.
Yeah, that's busted.
That's wild.
That's too strong.
Wild.
That's too strong.
Just gotta pass a courage test, man.
No, that's
pass it.
Courage 7. Courage 7 plus riders Rohan.
But it's dark. I can only shoot 12 inches away. I get basically one chance to shoot at a cav. Yeah, so one round you get shot at, and then you're in. And that's why I said you can't.
Does the whole army get fire arrows, or just Dunland?
At the moment, everything had fire arrows.
Okay.
But this is why I don't want to give the 50% bow limit.
Because you got bows up on a Mumak that are shooting all game, probably. That's wild, dude.
What were you thinking? That is way too good.
This is my list, okay?
We're supposed to make people believe we're good at the game and can make balanced things. This is not. This is too good. I think that it should have been that if you take a hit and you're not wounded, then you take the courage test or something like that. Something else. This is too strong. Anyway, sorry.
What's the difference? So you take it, you don't die. Now you get dismounted.
This is just if they're the target.
The way that you have it
so,
written is if you have 10 bowmen, they can target 10 different horses, and they don't have to hit them. They just have to target them.
Yeah.
And then they have to take
so
a
like,
courage
yeah,
test.
if you're saying, yeah, you got to be hit. I think that was my intention, was
Okay.
like you're getting hit going down around you. So
Still,
like if you get the hit, yeah, I think that's
still busted.
That's
But
still
it's still
really
strong.
good.
Yeah. But not
No,
not
not
everyone
strong.
army has
Very
cavalry.
good.
Hey, this is like the first take, man. Let's see what
that's
you
good.
come up
No,
with next. I think this is a
that's
cool rule.
there's more army rules.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go
let's
on.
hear some more.
Keep going.
Then
Just for the record, though, we think that's too good, even with the
well,
nerf. Just so
you're
everyone
just
at
a
home.
chicken because you play Rohan. So that's on you.
What the one of the worst across the board army lists in the game.
Wait, do
Let me
fearless
finish.
models just automatically pass courage tests then for their
Yeah.
horses?
Surely,
Yeah.
Royal Guard auto pass.
Yeah. Anything
Okay.
that would make you pass courage, it's just a courage test. So if you can pass a courage test, it's fine.
Okay, let's move on.
It's harder than it sounds, but okay.
Then the next one, because they're assaulting, I thought, you know what? Hill tribesmen get a +1 courage within 6 inches of a friendly hero. Just a generic rule, but it's got to be they got to be close to a hero because that's what keeps them going. Okay. Maybe I'd even change it to within 6 inches of a named friendly hero. Might be nice, but I think right now, if I was with the first take of writing this up, I'd say +1 within 6 inches.
Okay. Yep.
And
yeah, I think it's good. I think that's fun.
I mean, it's just +1 courage. It's nothing great, but it's nothing terrible. Give it a bit of
when you guys are all
limitation.
courage 8, right? It does help you get to that 7.
And it's cool that you made it bubble effects. Like a lot of armies just end up getting a blanket +1 courage for the whole army, but this one kind of
you got to earn it a little bit, which I like.
Yeah. And then the other two are just more of just the Harad got to be in a Mumak, Hill Tribesman got to be in a Hill Tribesman warband, Variegs in a Variegs warband. And then Wolf must be taken as your leader, and a Mumak must be in the list.
Nice.
Is that, I think, also, just putting it out there, forcing the Mumak helps keep the bows down in your list. Because I wrote up 700, I wrote up 2 700-point lists. And I was actually, because I was like, obviously you're going to maximize your bows here. I was having a hard time getting a lot of bows just because the Mumak takes up so many points that you could use to otherwise spam.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there before you guys go all hot and bothered about that flaming arrows.
It's too good.
Before we get to your list, what do you see as like the strength and the weakness of the army then?
I'm always a big fan of more soupy lists where you get a bit of, it's just not like I'm going to play 50 Hills Tribesmen. I want to play a bit of different things. So to me, a strength of this list is I get some variety. I'm playing some Harad, I got some Khand, I got some Hills Tribesmen. They all kind of fit around the same mold though too. Like they're all a bit cheaper and low defense. So they kind of have the same theme. They hit hard or hard-ish, I guess, for what they are. So that's not too bad. Another strength is now they have access to cavalry that's not just a hero. So you could throw out a couple horsemen to go do objective play, run around the board. Obviously, still a lot of cheap warriors. So your numbers are going to be all right. Wolf's a good hero.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong. He can die, but he can do a lot.
If I may interrupt quickly, one thing I thought you might do is add Hills Tribe cavalry, because those were prominently in the movie.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're creating whole new models, because then now I got to get into writing rules and stat lines for it. I thought about it.
That's literally my only, other than the fire arrow broken rule, that's my only critique. And I don't think it's even necessary to add them in. But they were in the movie, and I think they'd be a quick, easy profile.
But I think that's kind of also where the Khand Horseman comes into play. Whereas I think they kind of sort of pseudo fill that role.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is kind of how I looked at that.
It's a good problem solved without getting super deep and creating things.
Yeah.
If not, it would be drop probably the Cond aspect of the list and then create the Hill Tribesman
I like the Cond in there.
mounted. But I like the variety.
It is literally thematic, fluffy. So I liked, and they're such an underused army. So it's nice to have them there.
And then so other strength, Wolf's good. I don't think anyone can really say too many bad things about him. In the movie, he's kind of a bit of a sucky guy, character-wise, emotionally.
Yeah,
kind of sucks. But besides that, stat-wise, he's pretty good. And then, obviously, to me, the biggest strength of this list, I think, is that you get to bring the Mumakil. Just get to bring the Mumak out there, trample some stuff. If you trample your own guys, too, who cares? Just some filthy Hills Tribemen. What's going to happen there? A weakness to the list, I would also say, is the Mumak as well, because it hurts your numbers. Got low defense. A lot of time these lists kind of succeed off of hoarding out, and the Mumak kind of defeats that from happening. So, can be a strength, can be a weakness. Still, though, heroes are going to do most of the heavy lifting in this list. If you want stuff killed, you're going to rely heavily on Wolf to get it done. The Mumak, you're hoping, is just going to be able to trample lots every turn. But if it gets bogged down, things are going to start to fall apart. And the other biggest weakness is not so much just because of the list, but because of the current meta right now. No Kerbane. No 8 Kerbane lists flying around doing crazy God knows what.
That's a positive in my book.
Keep that down. We don't need no filthy birds here. We got a elephant doing all the work.
Trade your 8 Kerbane for a Mumak.
Yeah. Probably a bad trade-off.
This seems like a super fun list to play. Like, aside from the Broken Arrow rule, this is like something that I would want to play. Because like the Mumak is like, when do you really bust that out, unless you're just playing like Harad basically. But this is like really cool to be like, oh, new models in the War of the Hero box, then you can bring your Mumak, you could bring whatever the heck else you have. And it's fluffy in terms of the movie and in Unfinished Tales. Well, didn't have a Mumak, but you could make a very easy argument that they might have had it.
Yeah, they might have. We don't know. We weren't there.
So I liked it. I think this is good. This is fun.
Yeah, it's a really cool list. I wish it's such an iconic scene, and like it's like it's the second biggest battle in the movie. It's probably the biggest battle in the movie, right?
No, second.
Yeah, I'd say it was the biggest because even the Siege of the Hornburg wasn't really that big. Yeah, they just kind of really sat outside the Deeping Wall.
Yeah. Like this was like the big, huge clash, right?
This was,
and then we missed like the biggest part of that clash, like the Mumak stomping around. Like that would have been. No, I like the list a lot. It's really cool,
and it's not even like it was just one Mumak in the scene. There was 3, so it's not like they just had one come out of there. They had 3 of these guys charging Edoras. So realistically, I mean, I didn't do it for my mock draw list, but could probably have a couple Mumaks.
Always
I don't probably advise that.
No.
Ooh. But you know what? Wolf mounted on the ground. Two double Mumaks with a bunch of Harad archers up there, flaming arrows.
2 double Mumaks?
2 double Mumaks.
So 4?
Just all the Mumaks. And then just Wolf.
Let it go. Let it go. But actually get into a list because I'm curious about how many models you can fit in the list with a Mumak, a mounted Wolf. That's already like what, 300 or almost 400 points.
I did 2 700-point lists because that's just kind of currently what our meta's running around right now. A lot of our tournaments are around that. So obviously from there, if you were going less, you would make your adjustments. I thought 700 points is just a good middle ground to go with.
I did 700.
My first one,
I
had to come out. You did 600. We should have talked about this before too, but whatever. I did 7.
Well, you and I were on the same page, Zach.
Perfect. Great minds think alike. 2 fools never differ.
Yikes.
700 points. I my list came out to 698. My first warband had Wolf mounted, because you have to be. 6 Hill Tribesmen with Spear. 6 Hills Tribesmen with Bow. Warband 2, Momak Beastmaster, 5 Harad Bows. Warband 3, Hills Tribe Chieftain with a 2-handed weapon. 6 Hill Tribesmen Spears, and just 6 Hills Tribesmen. Warband 4, Hills Tribe Chief. 6 Hills Tribesmen with a brand. 39 models, 11 bows, 9 might.
And a Mumak.
What do you think? What?
And a Mumak.
And a Mumak, yeah. What do you think?
Seems good.
That feels good.
Yeah.
I feel, especially when you're dismounting the entire other army.
You got 11 bows.
Yeah, that
though.
rule needs to. That rule needs to.
You
get
guys
changed.
are crazy. You guys are crazy.
It's wild to think about a Mumak with archers on top of it that are all getting +1 to wound throughout the majority of the game. Like, forget about the flaming arrows, but that's also like a really strong part of the list, I think, which is cool. And 39 models is enough. Like, you're mostly defense 3, but
you're gonna fold like the wind blows on you, and you're gonna die for sure.
But you also can't get shot for 4 turns walking towards them. You're only getting shot right at the end. So it's kind of it does. I like the fighting at night with this army. It does feel good.
Mm-hmm. So any other comments about that particular list? I think that one's pretty straightforward. I think that's the only way you could truly kind of hoard out with it is just, obviously, you got to take Wolf, Mumak, then just do Chieftains. And just pump your numbers
just
up.
to get the numbers. Mm-hmm. What's list number 2?
I'd almost go as far to say in this list that I just randomly created, I don't think Targ would ever see the board.
Yeah.
I think he'd be hard to actually fit into list properly just with the way you have to build it.
If you go up in points like 8, 9, 1,000, like, then there's room. But yeah, at this point, you're trying to just get bodies on the table.
Your numbers back. Yeah.
And Targ on horse is like 2 chieftains, like the same cost, right?
Yeah. Well, he's over 2 chieftains.
Steep.
It's like 80 points on foot. So he's like 100 points, I think, mounted.
And chieftains are 45?
So that's 40.
40.
Base 40. So
yeah, that's a tough sell.
But, gotta give the option. He was there.
The option's nice.
Some people, I don't know. I've never played him, so some people might like him. Then my second list, because what you might have noticed, sadly, no cons. I couldn't figure out what way if you really want to pump your numbers up. Can't do it. So my other list, I got to 700 points on the dot. Started off with Wolf, mounted. 6 Hill Tribesmen with Spear. 6 Hill Tribesmen with Bow. And then to round out his warband was just 3 dudes. Nothing on them. Just 3 naked dudes. Warband 2 was... you guys are not going to like this. I'm very confident, but this was just trying to mess with my bow limit. It was getting a little weird. I probably should have done something differently, but I did a Mumak with Gnarled Hide, which I think is justifiable, but also repelling lines. An upgrade that most people would be like, why? But then I had...
yourself. Oh, wait until the end of the list.
Okay, sorry.
Let me hear them.
7 Harad Spears in the Howdah.
Okay.
Which you would be like, why would you do that? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Then we move on to Warband 3, which was a con chief with 4 conned horses. So 29 models, 10 bows, 7 might.
Okay,
but I don't actually think the math. Yeah. No, we're still.
I get their repelling lines because you have no models, so the Mumak can just go where it needs to go and drop guys off an objective and move on.
That's kind of the plot was But realistically, what I could do
so
is
unreliable.
it is. But what I could do as
I
well is
respect
obviously
it.
switch out the Six Hill Tribesman bow, put the bows on the Farad instead, and then just do something. Would probably be a better way, but I thought, you know what? Let's do something funny here. Repelling lines. You have your con horsemen just run around doing their thing. Wolves
It would
guys, I
play
guess.
objective games insanely well because like your Mamak like runs through to like a back
Can't.
objective, drops dudes off,
What's
and then you
the
got your
scenario with
horsemen.
the as you get deeper on the board, the objectives are worth
Breakthrough.
more? Breakthrough? Like
Breakthrough.
it'd be
Yeah.
so good on a breakthrough scenario. You just run him back there. Mumak can't stand on an objective. Well, he just dropped 7 dudes after he killed everybody on that objective with the trample.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully, or at least next turn before he then would accidentally trample his own dudes. But that's
I
kind
like
of
the
was
list.
the idea.
I like the lists a lot, like both your lists, just because I realize that like usually whatever model you have that is able to go out and kill wolf, you have to now make a decision. It's also probably the one that could stop the Mumak. So it's like, are you gonna stop a Mumak or are you gonna stop wolf? And then whichever one you don't stop is gonna hurt you, right?
Yeah, and I think you try to stop the Mumak because Wolf's good, but he can't kill like your entire battle line in one turn if you get lucky.
Yeah, like it's all down to the move offs, really, right? Like,
Yeah,
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 it takes the pressure off of a defense 5 leader.
I like the threat overload aspect where you have these 2 like pretty big threats, not like top tier, but like pretty big, like mid tier,
Mm-hmm.
and they both can do a lot of work. Like, yeah, like if you send a big hero to take out the Mamak, Wolf is going to destroy any
he's gonna
captain
do what he
tier
wants.
hero.
Yeah,
And then, so yeah, I think it's cool. I really like this list idea. It's crazy that they didn't do it, and I think this is pretty much very, very close to what I would have done as well.
To me, besides what Will was going to talk about with his addition to his list, I thought this was the biggest miss out of the army list because you give the besiegers the Hornburg, they get the troll and Orc, Merry, and Pippin. They're not really on the same team. They're not. They're not partaking in anything.
No.
But that comes into the whole GW gets probably clips, and they're like, "Well, yeah, they're there, so of course they're working together." They're not.
Yeah.
These guys are actually working with them. Justifiably, they should have a list where they should be there. It makes sense.
Funny.
In Unfinished Tales 2, not just the movie, for those people who are going to say that they hate the movie and it sucks. It's in Unfinished Tales. You can go read.
How funny is it that there's an army list that has the Snow Troll and Shank and Rod in it, but then in the movie, the closest they get to each other is just all the tribesmen hearing them screaming in the mountain.
Yes.
No, and when I rewatched it a couple nights ago, that scene, I was like, they don't even see each other. They just hear Helm
technically because it works because you can't lead. They can't lead any Hills tribesmen, and they are technically at the siege of Helm's Deep. That it kind of works, but it's weird. It's not great.
It is, but they're cool characters. You got to put them somewhere in some list, right?
Oh yes, and I thought they did have pretty cool rules added to their list. But does that list get play over usurpers right now? No. Why would it?
No.
This one could give usurpers a run for its money. Or would you disagree?
It's crazy. It's like you're playing Battle for Us, the double threat, it's a completely different way to play it. Like the big thing with usurpers is they have Crebain, they have a lot more numbers, and they have both Freka and Lord Thorn have ways to get to fight 4, right?
Well, so this was something else. Speaking of Lord Thorn, I didn't add it, but I was wondering because he doesn't actually have any Trader Rohan with him either in the movie. He just kind of tries to stab the lady.
Hera, the main character,
the lady.
I can't remember her name. But I was thinking, could I add him to this list as like some sort of Grima rule where he deploys with the enemy army
That'd be pretty
and
cool.
they can't attack him until he decides to attack? But I don't know if anyone will actually play that because the only time it would actually be probably useful is like a reconnoiter or destroy the supplies because he's more expensive than Grima is. He doesn't have any
Yeah,
cool
and
generic
it's
rules that just he's gonna have to attack you because otherwise, what's the point I'm bringing him? But he's really not that great at that either.
and you're trying to cram numbers into a list. You're not going to spend 50 points to send him
Now,
all by himself across the board. Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
when you're already behind the ball game with having to take the Lumac. I thought it would be something cool. I don't know how I'd be able to implement it properly.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. It was a cool list, Zach.
Very nice.
I think I'll do mine next before we have to listen to Andrew talk for 40 minutes. I we've already spoiled the movie a bunch, so I'm gonna just spoil even more of it for you.
There's no
but
spoiling. If you're here listening to this, you should have seen the movie by now. Like we're all fans.
Yeah,
We're in this hobby. We're super fans. Even if it's not your type of media, you probably watch it, right? Like, and if you haven't watched it by now, you don't care. So the
go
spoilers don't
watch
matter.
it. It's worth it. It's
like
worth
that's
it.
the other thing, right?
Movie.
Also, is there spoilers on something that's got source material that we know what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
Like we know the outcome, we just don't know how they're portraying it.
That's fair. That's fair. Zach, did you have a name for your list, your army list?
Yeah, Assault Veteras.
Okay. What?
Assault.
I
I don't know.
that.
Super generic. I mean, I couldn't think of anything better than that.
That's a good one. That's a good name.
Assault by Night. I don't know.
Assault by Night.
No, Assault and Veteras good.
Yeah, that's good. But I picked the other scene in the movie that seems like a glaring, like a really cool choice for a list that we could have had. The very end when Hera is basically making her last stand at Helm's Deep. I call the list a Queen's Stand or the Bride's Resolve. Undecided, but we'll figure it out.
Very cool.
But obviously it includes Hera, Bride of Death. The main change is that she's going to be on a horse for this one. Because she is in the movie. Then the other hero options we have are Olwen, but she can't have her horse. Leaf with no horse. She was not on the horse. It's pretty simple. Captains of Rohan with all they can have whatever options for themselves. We have Warriors of Rohan, and then we have Freylaf on his horse. We have Rohan Royal Guard. They can only be in Freylaf's warband. And then we have Riders of Rohan, which can only be in Freylaf's warband as well. So basically, Hera's on a horse, but her whole army was on foot. And then Freylaf and all the mounted warriors will be with him, kind of thing. For army rules, we'll get into the king is dead. So Hera, Bride of Death, will always count as the army leader. Riders of Rohan and the Rohan Royal Guard mounted will always be in Freylaf's warband. You can't take them outside of it. One of the army rules is my people need your help, which is what Hera said to the Great Eagle after she climbed the mountain and asked for help and sent Helm's armor away. So Hera can include one Great Eagle or one fledgling eagle in her warband. This is like the thing that they just missed. It was like her like connection with the Eagles or however you want to look at it was like huge throughout the movie. Anyway, and then another army rule was fourth Erlingas. For the Riders of Rohan, the Arise Riders of Rohan special rule. If they're within 12 inches of either Hera or Freylaf when they're charging, they gain the +1 to their fight value. And then the final army rule is, have you heard of the Shield Maidens? Whilst warriors with the Rohan keyword are within 6 inches of a shield maiden, which is Hera and Olwen, they gain +1 defense.
I'm
That's
iffy on that
all.
one.
You're iffy on that one?
I like the rest. That one.
I was struggling because we'll get into it, but like this list is so beefy heroes wise. Like when you're looking at like Hera on horse might be like one of the best heroes in the game, I'd say. And then she's bringing an eagle with her.
The Bride
you
of Death
can bring an eagle.
Not having a horse currently is really good for the game, I think. If you do mount her, I think she gets exceptionally annoying.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
But right now she's just in a questionable list, and on foot keeps it pretty low key.
But she was on a horse, man. She was on a horse in the movie. She rides down.
Be mounted. She should be mounted.
She should.
It's too epic.
I don't disagree. I just think she'll be really good.
For this role, I think maybe giving them shield wall within 6 instead of a flat +1 defense might be.
Wow.
The Warriors of Rohan, it just they need something. Like when you look at the other what is it? The Defenders of the Hornburg, the Warriors end up being all dominant too. They all get to reroll 1s to wound. I didn't want to match that, so I kind of thought we'd go a different direction. And instead of only maxing out at D5, all of a sudden we can get to D6. I get the shield wall. Yeah, but then it's all.
It just feels weird giving people flat +1 D, right? It's not something that usually happens.
Yeah, but what's
that's fair.
You got Freylaf, and he already gives. How does his work again? Where he can give
warriors in his warband.
Warriors in his warband.
Yeah, which he won't have in this. Yeah. He's all mounted.
So I kind of guess it passes that rule off elsewhere if he did the shield wall aspect.
I think you could have just done it like Warriors of Rohan in this list are always upgraded to whatever
shield wall.
Like
Defenders of the Harrowdale. Yeah, but the ones that aren't in his warband don't really make sense having it either because they're the ones coming in defense, so that they're not already there.
No, but I mean, you could just give them, be like, all Warriors of Rohan this list have shield wall, and just call
I think that would be probably not so much off of Freylaf, but just give them all the shield wall because you're depending. I like that better.
But then you lose the shield. It's the shield maiden theme.
Yeah, so they get shield wall.
So they give shield wall because they're like being
the shield maiden should have a shield.
Right. Give them shield wall too. Give Hera and Olwen shield wall. Hera's not going to get it.
Oh, defense 7 Hera. Although not when she's mad.
Give her that.
No, she's mad. But give Olwen shield wall too.
Yeah, I don't think she needs it either. She's already got gotta get, if she's outnumbered, you need a natural 6.
Yeah, she's
just some pretty tanky heroes. Except for Freylaf, who's defense 5.
Freylaf's so weird.
But he gives out the shield wall rule.
Is Freylaf, or defense, you said defense 5?
He's D5.
Yeah, he's D5. 2, 3, 3.
Fight 6, right?
He is fight 6 with no strike.
2 might, 2 will, 3 will, 3 fade.
Yeah, he has the master of battle on 4+ near Hera or whatever.
Don't worry, I get into it in my list. I get into it.
Okay.
We can save it for then.
Oh, we're just saving everything for people to listen to Andrew talk.
Well, I'm sure
we're just going to double talk.
We're going to look at the view count, and when all of a sudden Andrew starts talking and the views drop, we'll be like, okay, I see what it is.
This is going to be a long one. We're already an hour into this.
Keep it up then. Let's keep it going. We don't want to lose people here.
Okay, but let's look at this list. So I made a little strength and weakness. So the best part of this list is you're getting an eagle, and you have the option for the 100-point eagle or the 75-point budget eagle. So all of a sudden you're getting monster brutal power attacks. You're getting a 12-inch move. You're getting a dominant. It's pretty cool. Riders, their fight value bonus is proccing off of 2 different models, which I find in the Defenders of the Hornburg. I mean, Hera's on foot in that one, so the riders are always off skirmishing, and then you're not staying in that 12-inch bubble. So now there's kind of 2 bubbles on the field, which is cool. And then the Warriors finally getting up to defense 6. Rohan is the most stock standard profile that you can have in the game, so it's nice to see. If it's between shield wall or whatever, but at least getting to defense 6 feels good.
For shield wall.
the weaknesses is I'm going to have low numbers because you have 150 point Hera, you have 100 point Eagle in her warband probably. You have what's Freylaf is 120 mounted. Olwen is 80. Like there's some expensive heroes that you're probably going to want to take first, so the numbers are going to be a little tough.
You're not going to get everything in there.
And then it's still like pretty basic stats. Like your warriors aren't going to win the game for you. I guess really like your fight 3 everywhere, your defense 5, your strength 3. You can buff a couple of those, but still it's pretty like if you would want to be outnumbering with the kind of troops that you have to lead, you know what I mean? Right, yeah. Well, that's the list. What do you guys think of it?
Yeah, I do like this. The only thing, like I said, was like giving shield wall instead of +1D, something like that, but that's like being nitpicky. Yeah, weird that there's a list without an eagle. They're like
seem
kind of
pretty critical to the movie. I like the list. I think the hardest part about this list for you is fitting everything into it, like you were saying.
Oh yeah,
because you obviously Hera's got to be there, and then you want to give her an eagle. Would you almost think you'd lean more on the fledgling just because it's slightly cheaper and that might be able to get you a couple more models on the ground, or is that fight 8 worth it?
Well, it's not. Great Eagles only fight 7, and then a fledglings fight 6. And so the other thing I realized, which actually I should ask you guys because I don't know the answer, but a fledgling eagle is only strength 5. Does that mean it can get knocked down?
Yep.
So that's kind of wild, right? Like to have like a cav come in and knock your eagle down on the ground, like that's pretty messed up. So I think the Great Eagle is going to be the choice because it's strength 6, it's fight 7. It's going to be that monster that actually does stuff for you.
Yeah. And then Freylaf fitting in there on top of it is...
Yeah, it's an expensive list, right?
Yeah, like you're really pushing it.
I don't think... like I said, I made a 600 point list. I don't think you're going to fit like the 3 big named characters in a list with an eagle until you get to like 800 plus, right?
I mean, you don't have to take the eagle. But
no,
why wouldn't you?
That's the whole point.
You
it's
really...
it's kind of the best part of the list.
I don't disagree. I would 100% say the same. Yeah, I think it's just the toughest part is trying to fit it all in because you kind of want all the heroes. The one you want the least is probably Freylaf, but he's your access to Cav.
Yeah.
So you kind of want him for that, but...
Yeah, I don't think Freylaf is that bad. He is a fight 6 hero. 3 attacks, right? Like he's still a bit of a beast. Like he gets Master of Battle around Hera. There's a bit of play. Like,
and you know what?
It's not perfect, but
on those scenarios where it's like kill the most expensive model that's not your leader. Well, now all of a sudden that's him. He's minus his defense 5, which is not great, but he's got the 3 wounds and the 3 fate.
Yeah, what heroics does he have? You said he doesn't have strike, right?
He doesn't have strike. I forget what he is.
I got it here. Defense and resolve. So at least he could be a speed bump. Him or Olwen, whichever one you take is your speed bump, and then Hera's she's gonna go nuts on a horse, getting to re-roll all her wounds on the charge, getting like not striking against her and stuff like that. Like she's gonna be insane, right?
Yeah. I think the big thing with him is I've just never seen him in action. So it's hard to really give judgment on something you've never...
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of question marks around him. He could be great. The D5 I think is just slightly worrisome.
Wolf's D5.
Don't like his model.
Wolf's a beast.
Yeah, well, it's true. It's true. Maybe he's really good. He probably is.
I think it's a fun list. I don't think he's that good. I think he's actually quite bad. This seems like a fun list, and I don't know how they missed this one too.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they want to sell more Eagles and Mamax? These feel like the 2 lists that should have been included.
And
Yeah.
there's even the two versions, like the list they have right now with Wraith Helm in it is like perfect because that did happen.
Yeah.
It's
And
different. It's a
then
different
this
part of
is
the
like
movie.
this is the second half. Like the king's dead, she's the queen. Like it's like there's so much going on,
Now
right?
here's a question too. If you make this list, you got Hera Bride of Death. In the other list, would she still be Bride of Death, or would she be the other Hera model at that point? Because she hasn't made that step yet to the bride. Would you have to make that adjustment?
Mm,
And if you
yeah,
do,
I don't know.
does that lead you into more likely adding Wraithhelm to that list? Because now you need that bigger, beefy hero too.
Well, yeah, and you'd get more models. Like you have more space because it's a 70-point hero instead of 130, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that's a good
the
question.
list you
That's a good
build
thought.
actually adds more to the list building scene than you'd think. Because if you do that,
Yeah,
realistically, at that point, she's not the Bride of Death. His death is what
yeah,
puts her over the top. So, other Hera model,
that's a good take. That's
Wraith
a good take.
actually.
I like that.
Good call. Good
So
call.
the other army bonus that I couldn't figure out how to work in, but I wanted to, was like basically while she's dueling Wolf, she's doing it so all the people can escape, right? So I
Mhm.
almost tried to add a rule where it's like you get like 3 peasants in your army that are trying to run away or run off the opposite board edge or something, and you're scoring extra victory points for that. But I didn't figure out how to make that work. That was the only other idea I had for the army to try to make it unique.
It's good, yeah.
Um, but how about a list? You guys ready?
Oh, we're
Okay.
ready.
So I made a 600-point one. I've quickly edited it to be 700 points, but I'll go over the 600 point because
That
that's
was the
the
one
one
you
that I
thought
made.
about.
But we have, and it's super simple because everything's so expensive. But we have 596 points, and we only have 2 warbands. We have Hera, Bride of Death on horse with her shield, so 150 points. We have a Great Eagle in her warband for 100. Um, and then we have 8 warriors with shield. We have 8 warriors with throwing spear. And then we go to warband number 2, which is Freylaf on horse for 120. And he brings 7 riders of Rohan. And so we have 26 models, 7 bows, 8 throwing spears, 14 to break. And this is at 600 points. So I'd say the average for 600 is you're probably 30 or just over 30. So it's a
Feels good.
little under, but you have Hera mounted. You have a Fight 7 Great Eagle, and you have Freylaf mounted. So you have 2 Fight 6 mounted heroes. You have a Fight 7 Eagle flying around.
That
You
feels
have
pretty good.
Shield Wall Rohan. If we go with that rule, we have Riders of Rohan with bows. Like it's,
To get the plus.
I think
Seems
there's
good.
something there
It seems good. Yeah, 600 points, bringing an eagle, like, it's going to be good. And Hera.
because Hera
Yeah.
kills something, and then the Eagle hurls into the other dangerous thing or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
the Eagle just gives it a ton of play.
If you look
Yeah,
at
for
the
sure.
threat range of how you're going to fight, it's really tough because you got 3 characters that are really hard to kill in Eagle, Hera, and Freyla. And you do have to keep them in check. And now, how do you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really like this list. I wish I could run it. I wish I could just drop an Eagle next to Hera, even if like they didn't put her on horse or whatever because they didn't make the model or something. But just being able
Yeah.
to take an Eagle with a Rohan list would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then if we did go up to 700, it would be another captain, another 2 shield, another 2 spearmen, and another 2 riders. So we're getting another 7 models. So we're at like 33 at 700, which is pretty slim, but
You get
a
an
little
eagle.
more might.
It's interesting.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
Should be in the game. Same as Zach's list.
And these
Yeah.
are the ones I think that we were talking about. We've talked about it between ourselves, right? That like 3 or 4 pages in the back of this book
Yeah.
could have just been these lists printed out, right? And it would have changed how everybody looks at this book coming out, right? I hear there's a ton of I feel like the internet's only negative people, but there's a ton of negative people like, I'm never gonna buy this book. It's blah 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 blah. It's like,
What
If they had
1/3 of the
that, you'd
people
get
here are negative?
everybody. Yeah,
We can let you figure
Andrew.
out which one that is. Oh.
Actually, I listened to our last episode and I was so negative. I didn't
You
like
were
either
negative
of
last
your lists. I
episode.
was
You're a jerk.
maybe I gotta look inward. But
Yeah, you gotta just find go to tournaments, man. Just go to tournaments.
dude, I'm going to a tournament. We're gonna get
One.
there.
The last one.
Yeah.
Watch him pull out last second.
Relax. I never pull out. Don't worry.
No.
So we've had
sharpshooter shop.
we didn't need to hit it over the plate that hard, but so we have usurpers with a Mumak and mercenaries, which is cool. We have Rohan with an eagle, which is cool. Andrew,
yes,
give us what did you choose?
And just before he says, everybody, shockingly enough, it's not a depth list.
Okay, let's calm
He tried
down.
to
Let's
fit it in
not go there.
here. We told him he's not allowed, or else he's out. He's done.
He did actually.
Bills.
He threw it out there like, oh, maybe we should have some variety. I could bring like a Balrog list to the episode or something. We're like, dude, we're trying to talk about this new book, and then he's like, yeah, but like, at least we could talk about goblins or something. It's like, dude,
just for the record, this was my idea. Okay,
relax, dude.
Hey.
Don't be ridiculous. Okay.
All right, no. you've been like grinding my gears all week. Let's get into this.
Button heads over this. So there's not that many lists left from the scene after these two. Really, the only one that we sort of didn't get is Army of Veteras, which we have, but it's this kind of weird mix mash of like all the heroes, and you can bring like Hera and Olwen and Leaf, and Freylaf, but they weren't in the scene. And it's kind of this weird Rohan soup that I don't think we need or want. And all the other heroes, maybe it's just me, but all the other heroes have other lists, right? This is the only list with Helm, Haleth, and Hama. The only list.
I think this is the only one that Freylaf is in.
He's in another list.
No, he isn't. He's not.
And this is the only one with the regular Hera as well.
I do want to say, I think this list does have a place as like at this time. This is the generic Rohan list. I think that should be a thing. What you're trying to specify of the actual scene, again, should also have its own special place.
It should be
the other list.
Be an Army Veterans, and then your list should be separate.
Yeah. So I kind of went to that. I kind of said, hold on, I lost my page here. I kind of said that this list should be more or less Kingdom of Rohan, just during the time of Helm instead of Theoden, because we don't have that. And it feels like they were trying to do it here, but they were constrained because of, they could only use stuff from the movie, right? And so it feels like there should be two lists, right? One of the current Army Veterans, and one of a list where we'll get into it, but a list with Helm, Haleth, Hama, and I guess Freylaf as well, which I did include it in my presentation here, which we'll get into.
But he wasn't at that battle.
He wasn't, but I'm saying this isn't necessarily a list about that battle. It's just a Kingdom of Rohan list where Helm is king versus Theoden. That's kind of how I approach this.
So we have just two generic Rohan lists?
They're not generic, are they?
I thought we were focusing more onto that actual particular scene.
Well, okay, yes, but there was nothing really that fantastic in the scene. Like the one thing that wasn't included was the ballista. But if you watch the scene, it's just part of the defenses, and I don't think there's argument to make that a mobile unit. And then once I saw that, I was like, there's not really room to make this. So this is, I guess it's related to the movie because it's the list with Helm, right? It's the list that Helm is, your big guy. And the current Army Veterans is there's play for taking different people. Zach's cracking up already.
Did you come with Fight 7 in this list?
We'll get into it, okay?
Of course.
Zach knows me too well. Yeah, so I basically just talked about all this stuff here. So some comparisons: Kingdom of Rohan. It has more cheap captains and named captain tier heroes. For more variety. I don't think necessarily this list needs it. Just something to note. And it has a lot of models that can lead Royal Guard, whereas in this list only Helm can do it. And in the movie, they were only with him. So fair enough. We're gonna keep it that way.
Well, makes sense. He's the royalty. They're the guard.
Yeah. And I just have here that Army of Edoras is the only list with Helm, Hama, and Hera. So the list should be about them, or there should be a list about them, which is what I'm trying to do here. Before we get into this, the keynote, the Rohan dilemma, and this was true in the other editions as well. Rohan heroes, with very few exceptions, which I'll talk about in just a second, only go up to fight 6. Last edition, that was fight 5. But striking from fight 5, adding D6. Both of you are shaking heads. Can you let me finish, please? Striking from fight 5, but getting D6 is different than striking from fight 6 and getting D3. It's strike. I don't know if you ever tried to strike against a fight 7 or 8 model when you're fight 6. It's rough. It is rough times.
My heroes just match your fight value, or I'm fight 8, so I don't worry about that sort of
and
trivial stuff.
I've beaten you how many times this edition?
Don't make it sound like it's a lie. Once. We're 1-1.
Or 1-1. But I've beaten Fornos 3 times at tournaments with Army of Edoras.
And yet you complain about how they're underpowered.
Yes, because it is. It is truly. Well, it's mid-powered. Let's not make any mistakes here. Army of Edoras is a mid-powered list, like B tier.
I'll accept that. I don't accept them being
bad. It's not
bad.
good. It's not bad, but it's not. Yeah. Anyway, so
and there has to be lists like that in this game. Not everybody can be A tier, right?
All lists should strive to be A tier.
Do you want to give them flaming arrows?
Not all lists are going to be A tier.
Well, they should be, and this is how I'm going to fix this list. Okay.
Okay, let's get into it.
So Rohan heroes fight 6. The only exceptions are Wraithhelm, which I think is okay with him getting fight 7 because he's just such a weird independent hero kind of guy. That model needs to be reworked.
He should probably be fight 8, just something even better.
I watched that scene in the movie and it's like, oh, it's amazing. Awesome. Watching him just rip, like hearing all the Dunland people scared here and screams in the mountains. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think the Wraithhelm model they missed on. It could be such a cool model with like deep striking and moving around and terror mechanics, causing terror.
I think it should be if it kills a multi-wound model, he has that weird like terror thing where people run away from him. But if it kills a multi-wound model, he can basically take off the board and place within 12 inches of where he is.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something.
He needs some movement or something.
Yeah. And I think there's tons of arguments for it. Even in Unfinished Tales, there's argument for it. I think that model's a bit of a miss. Anyway, but he's not in this. So that's the only true Fight 7 Rohan model, which I think is fine. The only other time is Aomer and Grief of Aomer. When he charges, he gets Fight 7, which I think is one unique hero that does go up to Fight 7, and you have to earn it. You have to charge. I think that's okay. Okay, so army bonuses for Army of Edoras. 4th Air Lingas. Once per game, very important. You'll see this is a theme with this list. At the start of any fight phase, your general can declare they're using this rule. If they charge in the move phase, and if they do until the end of that turn, friendly Rohan models within 12 of the general reroll failed wounds. So they don't have to have charge, just your general. The other rule, which this was a dumb decision, if you're listening, Jay. They share this army rule with Arnor.
Wait, are you talking about the list you created, or are you still talking about an Army of Edoras?
This is the Army of Edoras rules.
Why are you talking about that? You're supposed to create a new list.
I will do. I'm going to tell you about how I'm changing them. Okay, but we got to set a ground.
I think we're getting lost in the weeds here.
We're not. Okay, it's all going to come through here in a second.
Yeah. Okay.
That is the actual army rule, and I think it's fine. It's a powerful once per game rule. The other one is Protect the King, which they share with Arnor, and Arnor makes way better use of it. Friendly Rohan hero charge. When a friendly Rohan hero charges until the end of the turn, warriors within 6 auto pass courage tests. But Helm has a warhorn anyway. It's just weird, and it's weird with cavalry. It's just a weird rule. I would replace it. I would just remove that and replace it with Home of the Horse Lords, which is what King of Rohan has, which is Horse Lord models. Their saves on a 5-up instead of a 6. I would just straight up replace that. So that, which I think is fine. And then, there's a few maybes in this, but maybe another once per game rule to sort of fit with the theme. My initial thought was, going off the movie, something about fighting monsters, because them attacking the Mumak. Maybe a once per game monsters are -1 to their dual roll or something like that. Just spitballing. I'm not set on any of this stuff, but something like that. And then there's an argument. Okay, calm down.
This just sounds like how you want to play your list that you play personally already,
from the movie.
and
that is from
make
the
it
movie.
better. Does this have
Well,
this have nothing to do with you going 0-3 at a tournament against Fangorn?
It doesn't, no.
Okay, just want to put that out there. Just want to get that clarification.
He's got some pent up rage.
The only other army rule, which is debatable if they need it, is Hatred Dunlin, just because the Dunlin lists get Hatred Rohan, and Dunlin was the main enemy they were fighting at this time when Helm was king. It gives it play against like strong lists like Army of the White Hand, Usurpers. It's like, I can see arguments for and against.
I like that rule. It's a nice little easy throw in. Doesn't take much.
It should be there. It should be there.
It doesn't take much.
So that would be my changes to this list. Just Home of the Horse Lords, keep the other rule the same, which is the rerolling wounds. Get rid of Protect for the King and make it Home of the Horse Lords, same as the other Rohan list, King of Rohan. Hatred done, and then maybe another once per game rule, but maybe not. I go into saying if there's other changes that are adopted, probably leave that out. I have some hero comparisons now, okay? Here are 3 160-point heroes, okay? The first one is Helm. These are all unmounted. First one is Helm, 160 points. The second model is Aragorn, Strider. And the third model is Glorfindel. Already, before I even go through this, in what universe are you picking Helm over Strider or Glorfindel?
They all have their own unique abilities.
No. Fight 7, fight 8, or no.
Strength 5 for Helm.
We'll get into it, okay?
Two-handed Burly.
They all want to take a horse. Strider can't, really. So that's one negative for Strider, but Glorfindel he can in some very few lists. But I went with the list where he could take Andrew for free. So I feel like that's more
you can't just tag that on him. There's so many lists he could be in.
Yeah, but the only good ones are Return of the King, basically.
I don't know. Defenders of the Helm's Deep.
One, I guess. But the most competitive one that you see the most is Return of the King.
I don't think. Is Return of the King that competitive?
You see it a lot.
Do we?
I don't see a podium a lot, but...
Okay, well, you see it a lot. Okay, well, regardless. Okay.
Go on.
So
wait. How many lists does he get it for free? Is it just that one?
That one and maybe one more.
Defenders of the Pelennor?
Yeah, probably.
I think he gets it.
Yeah, he might do.
Anyway, go on.
So Helm realistically needs to be mounted, right? No question about that. And you're pretty much always mounting Glorfindel. But Asphalloth being 20 points is literally a steal. The most undercosted model in the game.
Don't bring light to this.
Great.
Don't bring light to this.
20
Stay
points.
that back in the weeds. No one needs to know about that.
To be honest.
No, you're insane, Will.
I don't have a problem with it.
You're paying 20 points, which is the cost of a hero's horse. This is a horse with a 12-inch move, woodland creature, 1 will and 1 fate that Glorfindel can all use for the same cost as a horse.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth.
Insanity. I'll give it that it's not armored, right? It's a D4 horse.
Thank God nobody listens to this.
Yeah, thank goodness. Kill the horse. Crazy. Just crazy. Plus he's getting Horse Lord saves on wounds for Asphalloth. So that's insane. Aragorn has every heroic action, which is a plus. Glorfindel has everything Helm has plus resolve. So it's kind of a wash, but Aragorn having every one is a plus. Fight 6 versus Fight 7 versus Fight 8. Aragorn's downside, again, is only being D5, whereas Helm gets Strength 5. And Glorfindel is otherwise the same as Helm. Helm has
Is Helm D6 or 7?
Sorry?
Is Helm D6 or D7?
He's D7. He gets up to D7.
Yeah.
Which is good. It is good. When you lose a fight against a monster, you usually live once, just because the D7 is really.
Well, even against other heroes, they're wounding you on 6s with Strength 4s.
Yeah, when Helm loses one fight, he's usually still okay. Helm gets Burly with 2-handed and Strength 5, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it doesn't win you fights. Aragorn has Anduril, and I have it usually for free, but if we're not talking about that, then fine, fair enough. He's got to pay for it, but he does get Anduril. So he's mooning stuff on 4s, which is the same.
It is 40 points, but
it is 40 points. But yeah, he's mooning stuff basically as easily as Helm, pretty close to in most situations. Glorfindel gets Lord of the West, which is insane. Helm gets free combats and then he must charge, right? So that's a bit of free might, which is good. Aragorn gets Mighty Hero, which is just better. And Glorfindel has Lord of the West, again, Armor of Gondolin, Hero of the Elves, and Terror. But no free might. Aragorn and Glorfindel have resistant to magic. Aragorn's got the ring as well. They all have Horse Lord. Aragorn and Glorfindel have Willing Creature, but Helm gets a Warhorn with a once per game -1 courage, which is niche within 12 or 24. So having said all that, if I could slot in another hero, I'm going to not pick Helm. I'm probably going to pick Glorfindel or Aragorn, mostly every time. If I was playing super competitively, because you need to have reliable ways to win fights, right? Can we at least agree on that? Most of the time, you're not going to pick Helm. I feel like you're reluctantly agreeing with me. You don't want me to be right.
No, I think it's hard to compare like apples, oranges, and bananas, right?
Sure.
But like
I think
they all have like their super great qualities, right? Aragorn's just good at everything.
You're always going to be happy with him.
Good magic resistance, good against monsters, but you can't wound anything D7 that reliably, right?
No.
Whereas Helm can wound anything in the game, but he's fight 6. But fight 6 isn't bad.
It's not bad, but when you need to fight a big monster, like when you're trying to get to fight 8,
you're just getting stuck in bad. You've had some bad matchups that have left a bad taste in your mouth that made fight 6 not look good.
I'm just laying out some interesting heroes and making comparisons. Okay. And don't worry, we'll get into.
I mean, Helm also has what he has. What else is in his profile? Have you gone?
He's got the Warhorn. I went through it.
Burly, Expert Rider, Horse Lord. He leads the standard elite troops.
He leads the only guy that leads Royal Guards. Yeah, he's got the Warhorn with the once per game -1 courage, which is good, but he doesn't always come into play.
Well, and a Warhorn for Rohan is pretty good, going from
he does get a Warhorn
to 6+.
He does get a Warhorn. You're not benefiting from the dominant, so you're kind of overpaying for it a little bit.
What?
Because you're not. He's already has dominant 3, and then Warhorn's getting overwritten by that. The dominant 2.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So it is good, but it's like not as optimal. That's fine, whatever. I think one change, regardless of everything else said, he should get Terror when he charges with the Cavalry keyword. That should come back. I don't think that'd be out of line.
No, that's probably fair.
Okay, so having said all that, let's talk about changes I would make to Helm. Okay? If Helm got fight 7 like Wraith Helm...
Are we starting your list now?
No, he's still
This is part of the list. This is all part of it. Okay. It's just changes to the existing list.
So we we were going to make army lists, and now we're getting revised profiles. And okay, keep going. This is good stuff.
If Helm gets fight 7, like Wraith Helm, and if there was a Rohan hero that would get fight 7, it would be Helm. He could go up, 5-10 points, get rid of the once per game like extra army rule and most of the other changes in the list. But I don't really like that he gets fight 7. Like I said, it's not part of the design of Rohan, right? They're a fight 6 army. They're like lower men than the line of Numenor. They should largely be fight 6. I had some other point here. I think I'm just going over it again.
You're just beating a dead horse.
Yeah, so
Helm's
if he doesn't get
horse.
fight 7, which to be clear, I don't think he should get fight 7. He should stay fight 6. Nice pun, beating a dead horse. Talking about Rohan. He could drop 5 to 15 points. And I have a comparison of Aener being 140 points versus Helm's 185. I'm calling out Battle of Fornost.
Just you gotta stop talking about this sort of stuff.
Aener is so cheap for what he does.
Don't be saying that.
Like you might be like, oh well, Helm gets heroic combats for free. Well, Aener basically gets heroic strikes for free.
No, he just matches.
Basically.
That's different.
Not exactly.
It can still strike. It can still strike.
You can match anyone's fight value, and then if they're at a might, you just strike in your higher fight instantly.
But if he doesn't charge and he gets dismounted, he's a what?
He's still a fine hero, but yes. I'm not saying that Aener should be more than 140 points. I'm saying that Helm at 185 is a little overcosted, right? By 5-10 points. That's what my argument is.
But that's a tough comparison, dude. Helm's
getting
free hero combats with strength 5 plus 1 to wound.
Okay, I got some more things to go into here. Okay, so that's something, right? He could drop a few points.
No, he shouldn't.
Okay, well, I think he should. That's my whole argument.
I wouldn't even disagree with if he was 5 or 10 points less, I wouldn't lose any sleep. I'll give Andrew that.
Okay, thank you. I have a few things here that I haven't decided on any of these. I just want to talk about. Well, the last one I think I quite like, but another idea is give him back Mighty Hero, right? He had it last edition. But keep the he must charge stipulation when he kills a model.
Are you getting rid of the free hero combat then?
Yes. Swap that out.
No, I don't like that. Free hero combat. No Mighty Hero.
I think that I like that better too.
I said, wait, what?
I mean, I agree with you. I don't think he should get Mighty Hero, but it's just an idea that I had. Another one is give him Legendary Hero like Errol, which is the first might point you spend, 4+ you get it back. I don't really like that either because it's not really reliable, and you'd have to drop in points if you gave him that.
And then it kind of that's a big difference between him and Errol.
Yeah. I don't think you should copy something else. So this is the idea that I'm kind of stoked on, okay? Increases points by 10 or 15. Okay, make him a big boy. If we're gonna do it right, and give him 2 new rules, or one modified rule and a new rule, or maybe just hold to one modified rule. So here's the rule. It's in addition to the hammer hand rule, which currently just says he's never considered unarmed.
Oh yeah.
If Helm chooses to fight unarmed, ties in the duel roll are determined by the model's strength value instead of their fight. Only usable if he has the infantry keyword. Only usable if he has the infantry keyword. He cannot benefit from heroic combat if he chooses to fight this way, and no friendly models can lend attacks to the fight.
So here's how you're trying to win your fights. So
he won't.
I see.
He won't have +1 to wound then.
No, he won't have +1 to wound.
So you're more reliable to win the fight
against against man-sized things.
Now you're less likely. Well, you're probably still going to kill it though because he's got good strength.
He's strength 5. So
I see where you're coming from.
So you lose the +1 to wound, but you have like a boxing match, right? Just like how he kills Freka. He duels him.
I don't hate the idea. I hate where it's coming from.
Why?
Because I know this is all about you losing roll-offs. It's about you losing roll-offs, and it is really themey. But I hate where it's coming from. But I hate where it's coming from. It's not coming from theme.
It's coming from theme, okay? The other rule, because he's going up 10 or 15 points, so the other rule that I would give this is that some kind of dismounting negation. So if Helm would be dismounted by a monster, argument to be made in the snow troll fighting scene. I've written here something like roll d6 minus the difference in strength on a 4+. The brutal power attack fails, or they can make one strike if that's too strong. So a strength 8 creature will always get it off, but a strength 7 and below, there's a chance that they miss out on the brutal power attack.
So you're
And a strength 7 is just on a 6.
You're protecting the Balrog, making sure the Balrog can still dismount him. Okay. Okay. But you're also making it so when you're playing Helm, facing anything that's not a Balrog, he probably will stay in the seat.
Strength 8 and above guarantee get the brutal power attack off.
You're protecting.
Strength 7 is on a 6. It doesn't work.
You're protecting both your armies in one go.
Okay. This is ridiculous. I think that's a neat rule, so that when he is mounted, he can kind of has a chance to go up against monsters and not just be bludgeoned and ripped off his horse. And then when he's off his horse, he can fight man-sized stuff a bit better.
I like the fist one
more. That's including up. Sorry, go on.
I like the fist one more. I don't really like the second one. It gets a bit mathy for dummies like me.
Yeah,
it's a bit too mathy.
It's not that mathy, but okay. Anyway, that's my idea of how I would change Helm. And I think that's a themed, fluffy idea. Maybe you could, the heroic strike counts towards the strength for when he chooses to fight like this for both models, something like that. No. They're just ideas I was playing around with.
The one thing I'd worry about is you're trying to find ways to win fights, but that's like every model has to have some form of weakness. And if he already is like super good at killing, he's already buffing the army, he's already doing a bunch of stuff for like free roll combats, and then all of a sudden if he's like winning fights more often as well, like what's the weakness?
Well, he's got to be dismounted, and he's just fighting the one model.
So what you're saying is we need fire arrows.
Sure.
Okay. I'll back you if you tell everybody that the fire arrows is a great, very reasonably powered ability.
I will not lose my credibility like that.
Wow.
I'm not agreeing. You have to be dismounted when you do this. You have to be in infantry. So it's like it's already when he's like not mounted, like you're giving stuff up. Plus you're not getting the +1 wound.
I guess, and I actually like that one. I don't like the second one.
The brutal power attack thing, yeah. That was just an idea I had.
I'm down with the first one. I can get behind it. I do agree it's themey. I could buy into it, but I'm still trying to figure out what your list is. We've been talking about Helm for like 15 minutes.
What? He still has 6 other heroes that he has to change the profiles of.
We're only going through 2 more. And they're much shorter. That was by far the longest one.
Okay, wait. Are you done talking about Helm?
Yeah, that was it. I think I like that last idea the best.
Let me toss this one out to you.
Go on.
Prince Imrahil is 160 points. And Helm is much better than him. So Helm should go up in points.
No, he's got fight 7, doesn't he?
He has fight 7, but his only special rules is a 12-inch standfast, and he's a banner for Dol Amroth models, which is only part of his army.
Only Dol Amroth.
But otherwise, he's only strength 4, Helm strength 5. They're both D7, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, 3 might, 3 will, 3 fate. And then, but yeah, Helm gets +1 to wound. He gets free heroic combats. He gets a war horn. He gets all that, and they're both 160.
Imrahil's probably a bit overcosted then. He should probably gain another special rule, to be honest.
I think he needs another rule.
He's a 6-inch banner?
6-inch banner for Dol Amroth models, yeah.
So not fiefdoms, Dol Amroth.
Yeah, so I think that's like clansmen, axemen, and rangers all don't get that banner reroll, right? It's just the
only
knights
the men
and
arms
pikes.
And the knights. All right, captains.
Good counterpoint.
And so there's 460 point models, and none of them match up evenly. Is I guess what we're looking
at.
Okay.
I agree.
No, I wanted to toss that one out there.
Good. That was a good one.
That is actually really good. Because I think I would take Helm over Imrahil currently, even with Imrahil being a better fight.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I might take him over Imrahil. Yeah, I'd probably take him over Imrahil. Yeah, that's fair. But I wouldn't take him over Aragorn or Glorfindel, or very rarely.
I mean, Aragorn's just really good.
You also look at the armies they're in, though. Like, Glorfindel's in lists where it's 10, 11-point troops compared to 7-point Warriors of Rohan. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's really hard to compare across armies.
It's not apples to apples, it's apples to oranges for sure.
But I agree, Aragon and Glorfindel are a step ahead of Helm.
Yeah, that's all I'm pointing out.
I'm not sold on the Glorfindel as much. There's
okay, this guy's trying to do anything to protect Battle of Fornos right now.
Glorfindel's not good.
I'm going to say Glorfindel's got Fight 8, which is exception. I don't want to talk about Aswell. We don't need to bring this up. We'll keep that where it is.
So undercosted.
Yeah,
by like literally like 20 points. 15 points at least.
We're not going to talk about that, okay? I don't know why there's even an option for him to take another horse when you can have Aswell at the same points.
If you take Arwen in the same list, then she gets Asphalth and he gets a regular horse.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be why then, I guess. But besides the Fight 8 and the fact that he shuts down monsters, it's the only thing he does good. He has a hard time killing.
He does have a hard time.
It's the one thing where, like, you look at each of them, they all have a weakness, which is good, right?
Yeah,
like,
they do something different.
Yeah, Aragon's the only one that's good at everything, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, but he has limited access to a horse as well. That's his downside.
But even when you take like 160 points without Andrew, he's just a strength 4 model. He still struggles to kill, just like Glorfindel. Like when you get into defense 7.
But if he gets Andrew for free, then he gets a huge upgrade
in like one list.
And like free might point every turn is just the best rule in the game.
Yeah, the best rule in the game. Okay, so that's my changes for Helm. Let's move on. I like that the fighting with strength value. I think that's like very themed, pretty cool. And all the stipulations I like, where you have to be infantry. No one else can lend attacks. You're like dueling one guy, but that doesn't stop your opponent from teaming up a bunch of models on you. So I think that it does have downsides. It's not like a cover all. He's good at everything. I think it's just like one little niche buff. Because a lot of games, Helm doesn't end up getting dismounted. And I'm not sure that you would dismount him to go and punch like Glorfindel in the face or something like that.
No, I don't think so. But
so I think it's just a little niche thing where, like, if he does get dismounted, you got to watch out, because now he can win in a fight because he's going to punch you. That's all. And I'm saying to go up in points from that as well, because that is good.
Let's move on.
This one's a little more apples to apples. This one I actually found quite interesting. I hope you do too. Haleth versus Aemir. Haleth is 100 points. Aemir is 110 points. Okay. Aemir can also lead Royal Guard. Same style line, because Haleth has 1 will and 2 fate less. So that's already about 15, not about, it's exactly 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how they used to cost profiles, yeah. But
but they're 5 points each. That's why
they used to be.
They still are, because Rangers of Arnor are Ranger, or Grey Company's Ranger of Arnor plus 15 points for a Might Will Fate.
Yeah. But they get special rules for 2 attacks.
No, they don't.
Okay, whatever.
No, not in every list.
Only in some lists. Oh, this is the Andrew argument. He's coming against you now.
Battle of Fornos, they're terrible.
Okay, so Aemir has some special rules. He can, when he does a to wound roll with 6, he can make another to wound roll. Good rule. Haleth gets to re-roll wounds when he's outnumbered. So Aemir is better at fighting one-on-one stuff. He's good in general too. And then Haleth wants to kind of get into troops, or a captain in a troop. And his role is good. Re-rolling full wounds when you're outnumbered is good. So I would say maybe even Haleth's rule is a little bit better there. But it's situational. Like, they're pretty close. Aemir, for the same price as Haleth, gets a 12-inch move horse, for a 12-inch armored horse for the same 25 points. They both get strike. Aemir has strength, but Haleth has resolve and challenge. So I think it's interesting that Haleth is 10 points less. I guess it's okay. It's like pretty close, but I think I would always take Aemir for the 10 points more. Especially given that he's getting a 12-inch move horse. And he's got the 3 will and 3 fate as well. compared to 3-2-1.
Yeah, Haleth's special rule is better. Aemir has more stats. It's kind of a wash for me, but
my argument is that Haleth goes down by 5 points.
no.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
He's 100. He's a fight 6, 3 attack hero.
He's a 100-point
He's
hero.
not.
I think your argument in this case would be more Aemir would go to 115. I think is realistically your argument.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Aemir seems a bit undercosted.
Haleth's 100 points.
Yeah.
Aemir is a finely costed hero. Haleth's 100 points.
I think Aemir could go to 115, and no one would.
Name another
would
fight 6, 3 attack hero for 100 points.
Not 3 attack, but Theodred for 85, 2 attacks.
Okay, but
he's got
fight
1 more
3 attack.
He can lead Royal Guard. He has 1 less attack, and he must always charge. But when he does charge, he rerolls wounds. So, and he's 15 points less. I think I'd rather have that as well.
I'd rather have
three attacks are great, man.
You think so? 3 attacks is
great. 3 attacks are better.
3 to 2
is not having to charge.
Huge.
They both get to reroll when you charge, right? But
yeah, that one sound interesting. I don't know what I would suggest, but I found that comparison interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, the last real one is Hama versus Erkenbrand versus Daerwine. They're all 90 points, 70 points without a horse. Hama's got a 3-up shoot and a bow, but Erkenbrand and Daerwine have D7 and a shield. So like that's a wash. Hama has an extra intelligence and extra will, and otherwise the same stat line. Where I think that kind of washes out is Hama gets accuracy and defense, where Erkenbrand gets march and strength, and Daerwine gets march and strike. So they have much, much better heroics. Hama's sharpshooter, and he can spend a will to let Rohan models within 6 reroll 1s to win in combat, which is weird, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Erkenbrand is Helm's Warhorn, so that's 25-point discount right away, plus 1 more, because that has a special rule attached to it, which is the once per game -1 courage. And Daerwine can lead Royal Guard and gets free hero combats if Theoden is in the list. Why are you guys laughing? I'm just talking about heroes here.
I'm just trying to figure out where your list is. This would be like an excellent breakdown podcast, but this isn't the top.
Yeah, we should do a Rohan deep dive sometime, but we don't need to anymore.
You guys just hate this list.
Actually, the one thing I'll
this is very interesting. It's just not what we're talking about.
I do see where you're going with these heroes, but my one argument would be that like these heroes are built to play differently. Like you don't want every hero to be good at the same things, right? So Hama's, if you want to bring an all-foot Rohan that has lots of bows, you're going to capitalize on it with him, and he's going to give, that bubble effect to a bunch of foot warriors is better than like Riders of Rohan, where you're only going to get so many in range, right?
Yes. Well, my argument is that he doesn't do it well enough. If you let me finish, I'm going to talk.
Well, you're the one that stopped talking to talk to us.
You said, "Can I interject?"
No, you talked to us.
Why are you laughing? You said, "Why are you laughing?"
Anyway, Theoden's also only 5 points more than these heroes, and he's obviously much better. But I think that's okay because he's kind of a different hero. So Hama's a shooting hero that wants to be in combat because of his special rule, which is weird. So
no, I don't think he is.
Yes, he is.
I think he's a shooting hero that when you get to combat, he can still help.
That's dumb. He should be a shooting hero and capitalize on Riders of Rohan. Okay. Right? He should be a Cav Archer hero and get one list with Cav Archer bonuses for Rohan. So I'm saying, and you could make him cost more points. Change his will point rule to, instead of reroll 1s to wound, reroll all wounds in shooting, or he can declare heroic accuracies with a will instead of might, and some other bonus like ignore the move penalty, or just take Leaf's rule of Rohan models within 3, ignore the move and shoot, and reroll failed to hits. Just something to make him a Cav Archer hero.
If he used will points for that, I'd like that rule.
Yeah, I think that's like pretty easy.
I like that.
Instead of the reroll 1s to wound, just get accuracy and some kind of other bonus.
It's a good role
And
that
Hama's a
Leaf
lot.
probably doesn't
Yeah,
really
the
get
Leaf
the
one.
maximizing out of.
No. Leaf doesn't want to be with running around with riders shooting and skirmishing.
Yeah.
He wants to be by helm, giving him buffs.
I think Leaf really
Not that
wants
you'd
to
ever
be
take
anywhere.
Leaf. It's a whole nother story. Leaf is a cool hero, but you can't fit him in.
Different episode.
This list, different episode. Army Veterans cannot take Outriders because of the limitations with the movie. They should have Outriders. It's inexcusable. And Hama would make good use of them. And I think it would be a cool Cav Archer mix, which there isn't in any other list, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. You got me there. We're talking about a list now.
We're talking about a list. See, I have to just set all this stuff up before I get into it.
Okay.
What's your list? We've already talked about Freylaf. We'll go there super quick. He's so awkward. I don't see a reason ever to take him. Not in this list.
You said two heroes. Now we're going through a third one.
Yeah, but we already talked about this, and I said I was talking about it.
He's
100
off
points,
the rails.
same as Hollis. Go on.
This whole topic's derailed.
No strike, 2 might. What? He's not worth getting. Why is that?
Why does every Rohan character have to have strike?
Because he's 100 points.
So?
And he can't
I'm
fight.
kind of on board with 100-point heroes having strike.
They don't know. If everybody has strike, then it goes to the last edition where everybody's just marching in and striking off.
That's fine. He doesn't need strike, but he should
if you
have
want
3
strike,
might.
If you want strike, you take Haleth.
Yep, okay, but my argument is that there's no reason to ever take Freylaf. The shield wall and rerolling intelligence is not worth it.
If you play the list in a different way than you play, you'll only ever play with Helm.
Yeah,
if you ever ran a Freylaf and Hera list, they're playing off each other.
The list I'm making is a Helm list.
I'm talking about the Army of Edoras. You have all the options. You never play any of the other heroes. You only play Helm and Haleth. You've only ever played the 2 heroes. I'm just saying, Freylaf, I think, has a place in a foot Rohan list
with Hera.
It's a horde. He's gaining Master of Battle. He's giving Shield Wall. He doesn't need. Not every Rohan hero needs strike.
I agree. He doesn't necessarily need strike, but he shouldn't be 100 points.
Yeah, but he's a 3 attack fight 6 hero.
Yeah, and he's got 3 fate. He's a 100-point hero. He's just an awkward 500-point hero.
He's a warrior
awkward 100-point hero.
When you take him over,
he's a speed bump.
I don't know, whatever. I would like to see some changes made to Freylaf to make him more interesting. So the list. Oh, then the troops that we talked about, Outriders, and excuse with those Outriders, it's just because of the stipulations in the movie. I think there should be an FAQ to let Rohan lists have Outriders.
No, I don't need Outriders.
In your list, they're going to be added.
They should just be in lists, like Army of all of Edoras, and they're not in it. It's the whole Edoras. Surely there's Outriders. It's silly. It's silly.
Also, Freylaf has a will point and 2 fate points on Haleth too.
Yes, he does. The only other troop I was talking about, which I said earlier, the Ballista, which I don't think should be added as a troop choice. So this list would need, in my world, this list would require you to take 1 or more of Helm, Haleth, and Hama, and the highest tier 1 has to be your leader. We're on board with this.
Yeah, sure.
It's a change. And yeah, so they're your leader. And then you're
talking about your list now, right?
Yeah, this is the stipulation for the list. You have to take one of them, and the highest tier 1 has to be your leader.
Okay. I'm shocked. I thought it was going to be you have to play Helm.
No, I'm not crazy. Not that crazy.
Well,
originally I did have it as Helm has to be your leader, but it limits for lower point games. But I think that it should be Helm, Haleth, Hama. You would take 1, has to be your leader. I would say cut Hera, Olwyn, maybe even Leaf. And then you could, I guess, take Freylaf if you really wanted, because he's like kind of part of the army, but the other 3 aren't really part of the army. They're more that Rohan soup Army Veterans now, which I think they should be.
Honestly, you want my hot take here? I think Leaf has more of a place in that list than Freylaf.
You might be right.
Yeah,
because he's Helm's like squire or whatever, right? So he should technically be their page, yeah. So I think I can get on
board with that.
I'm just going off of the movie where Freylaf gets banished and whatnot.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're looking at the movie. We're just looking at the standing army veterans.
I know,
which Freylaf is the first marshal, I guess, right? But
yeah. I just always thought that was
Yeah,
the
I'm
army
fine with
address I already have.
Leith being in, but Hare and Olwen are cut for sure. They're not part of the army.
Because you don't like women? What?
No, that's not why. I think the Shield. I said your list was awesome. Literally the Shield Maiden list. That's ridiculous. So in conclusion, and then the only other change in troops would be the Outriders, and then all the other rules would be the same. And then the changes to Helm, and then maybe some changes to Hama, or probably not Haleth, but some kind of change to Hama to make him a Cav Archer hero, which isn't in any of the Rohan lists, which would make it unique.
Okay.
So Protect the King, change to Horse Lords, Home of the Horse Lords. For army
hold
rules.
on. So you're saying you're having an Army of Edoras and an Army of Edoras 2 with the same army bonuses, but different characters in each one?
You're just cutting 2 characters.
The Army of Edoras now as it exists can just stay. I think it's fine. It can exist. It's fine. I don't think it's particularly that good or interesting.
So you're just tweaking those rules a little bit and cutting Hare and Olwen.
Yeah, and some changes to Helm or Hama. And adding Outriders.
Okay.
So Protect the King changed to Home of the Horse Lords, same as Kingdom of Rohan, which is the 5-up Horse Lords save, which I don't see a reason why they wouldn't have that. And then the maybe additional once per army game rule, but I don't think it really needs that, would be Anti-Monster. Helm with the modified Hammerhand rule, whereas when he's infantry, fights ties are decided by strength value instead of fight value. And then all the stipulations, no heroic combat benefiting, you got to fight unarmed, you can't lend any of their attacks to that fight, yada yada. And then the brutal power attack idea, but you guys didn't really like that, and I'm not sold on it either. And then the odd tweak to really Hama, and then secondly Freylaf, and then Haleth, I guess, can stay the same. But Hama turning into a Cav Archer hero leading Outriders, I think, is a niche that isn't filled, and it's just like begging to be filled by this hero.
I do have a question. So you're doing a standing army, pre-movie, this is your standing army. What do you think about adding Lord Thorn?
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. You could
because at this point, he's now an ally. He hasn't changed sides.
And I guess their thing would be fight 4 Rohan troops, I guess.
Yeah. And so, instead of the Rohan traders getting fight 4, his warband would be fight 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fun. That way you have Freylaf with like shield wall guys, and then Lord Thorn with fight 4 guys. That's interesting.
And he gives you a cheap hero that could actually sort of fight.
Yeah, I think it's a good call.
That's a good one.
I will quickly go through a 700-point list. I do like that idea, Zach, but I didn't build him in. But I built in Helm and his sons, which I think is like the iconic way to build what this list would be, whatever we're going to call it. Kingdom of Edoras.
That's how you like to play.
We're going to call this list Andrew's Kingdom of Edoras.
Andrew's wish list, yeah.
Andrew's what's the actual list name? Army of Edoras? Andrew's Army of Edoras is the name.
Yeah. We call it Kingdom of Edoras or something like that. Whatever. Anyway, this is the list. So Town mounted, obviously. 5 royal guard. Go on.
Sorry, just technically, if we're doing this should be the Army of Edoras, and the other list should be renamed Kingdom of Edoras.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, technically, because that's more like the kingdom aspect with all the extra characters. Now you're focusing on the actual army aspect.
Sorry. It should be called Defense of Edoras, because it's specifically the defense against the assault of Edoras, right? Against your list. It's like the counter to that.
Except for you're not doing that defense because...
Well, I'll rename that list and make a new list. I'm affecting 2 lists here. I'm going above and beyond.
Okay. Let's carry on. Let's go. Sorry.
So this list is actually 715 points, because I think you could probably drop some in the heroes somewhere, or just cut a couple models. Helm mounted, 5 royal guard, and then 3 riders of Rohan, 1 with a banner. Haleth mounted, 3 riders of Rohan, 3 warriors of Rohan with shield. And then Hama mounted, 5 outriders, and 5 warriors of Rohan with bow. And you could drop the 3 shield guys and have a couple points left over if there's no points drops to heroes. So that's 27 models, or 25 4 models, 17 bows, 8 might.
17
That's
bows is pretty
700
good.
points. And is mostly mounted. And what isn't mounted is shooting at you. And you might think, that sounds awful. How could you ever win like that? Play me in a tournament, I guess.
Toot your own horn.
Can toot my own horn here. It
great.
is a good list. If you can pilot it well, it's tough to pilot all mounted or almost all mounted, but it is strong. All mounted is strong. And I'm not saying this is a garbage list. It is properly slightly below good. B tier.
It's good.
It's fine. I wouldn't say it's good. It's fine.
It's a good list.
It's a fine list.
It's
but
a
I think
good
my
list.
tweaks would be more interesting.
It's an adequate
even if it doesn't
list.
necessarily make it better.
I think a Lord Thorn edition would be
is...
interesting.
Sorry?
I think a Lord Thorn would be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have Lord Thorn and Freylef bringing different Warriors of Rohan. That's a cool take on it as well.
Be cool to see a foot horde, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my standouts are the Helm Hammerhand rule and Hama being a true Cav Archer hero. Those are both unique changes that don't exist
Helm's
in the game.
Cool. I don't think anyone will ever disagree that Helm's a cool hero.
He's the best. Helm's a man.
Wraith Helm might be even more of a man, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wraith Helm needs some love, though. He needs some adjustments.
Well, he's got love. He just needs some adjustments. So that love's well placed.
He needs a direction.
Yeah. So right now, it's a little rough, but you gotta love the guy.
So that's my list. Thoughts, questions, concerns? Zach, you said Lord Thorn. I agree. He should be in here for sure.
I think that'd be a cool twist, a different edition. I think it would still, the way you build it and want to build it, it would still be hard because you want Helm and his 2 sons. That's your ideal dream. So
there should be a list
for that. Competitively, I think adding a Thorn would be interesting.
Yeah, you could probably drop, if you don't want the bows, you could drop Hama. If you want the bows, you could drop Haleth and slot him in, and you'd really swell your numbers. Either way. Will, you're silent.
No, I'm just...
You're refusing to comment because I think you like it, kind of, and you're upset that you like it.
No, I think it's like super similar to what you've played already. Like it's...
You're just buffing what you normally play.
It's mostly mounted. You're just buffing what you... Yeah, you're just making your
making it more interesting.
You're picking the army that you like to play,
niches.
Eliminating the parts of that army you don't like, and making the parts you do like slightly better. That
don't make sense.
An army that consistently goes 3-1, and then you're complaining that it's not good enough.
I don't know if this makes it all that much better. It just you can play different niches.
I will say your rules changes were actually good. I don't like changing the profiles really, but the army list changes I do like. Like they're just little tweaks, right? Like the Horse Lord and stuff like that is nice. Yeah, I think we've seen you do well with it already. Like it's not a bad list. I'd love to see you play a Rohan without Helm sometime, but
not happening.
I don't think we'll see the day.
Actually, I might play Grief of Amor. That list seems fun. Grief of Amor or Riders of Amor.
Okay, I think he's actually getting at more of an Army of Edoras without Helm.
I would love to see somebody play Army of Edoras without Helm.
Because playing a Riders of Aemir, Fields of Calibrand, yeah, those are all cool lists still, and they don't need Helm. Your crutch right now with Army of Edoras is Helm, and I personally don't blame you for that. If you're going to play Army of Edoras, why wouldn't you play Helm?
He's so cool. He's so awesome.
Do you think there's other ways to build the list that are still competitive, or is this kind of, it's like you need Helm in the list for it to be competitive?
Current real life Army of Edoras you're talking about?
Yeah.
Seeing as they've already done an Army of Edoras breakdown.
I think that you can play without Helm. I think that you're gonna struggle, that you don't have a big hero. Like I guess Haleth is the next big one, but one Fate is kind of scary.
So what about this? You bring Haleth and Freylaf. Freylaf's your leader because he's going to be a bit tankier, and then you can still let Haleth run free. You're shaving off 60, 80 points without Helm.
Yeah, you can fill out your numbers.
The two 100 heroes might actually be a way to look at it, and then you would do Freylaf as your leader because he's going to be slightly tankier than Haleth, and Haleth still does what
With
you're
heroic
doing with him
defense.
now. He lets him go out and kill things without that risk of giving up points.
I think then you have to bring Hera as well to get the Master Battle.
Yeah, and at that point you can, because that's your extra 70 points.
Yeah, and you'd bring a lot more troops. You'd kind of hoard it. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's fine. I think it'd do okay, but it's not as good as like a Usurpers or something. If we're talking about like equivalent kind of Rohan tier models. Yeah. I think it's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's amazing, but you can definitely play it in other ways. But how do you not play with Helm? Come on, he's awesome.
I'm curious to see what the listeners think of the Army of Edoras, Andrew's Army of Edoras, and the list that Will and I came up with. What they actually think of our takes. Would these be things you'd actually play or not? I don't know. Are
you guys list for sure.
Are you just fumbling around, talking about absolutely nothing important? Or
that's
is there anything out there people agree with?
Your guys' list for sure are missing pieces. Go on, Will.
Like missing pieces from the game, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that they didn't.
Our two, I think, are legitimate lists that are missing for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't like the rules, just the composition of the list.
Well, yeah, we're just coming up with our own little fun things what we would see, but the composition, the idea of what should be in the list, 100% are missing.
Yeah, exactly right. Like and elsewhere in the movie, I don't think we saw anything too crazy. Like at the Dunland camp, we didn't see like anything to kind of make a list out of there. Like throughout the rest of the movie,
Rabbit,
like
Mumak, and the Watcher that ate it are the only things that are in the movie that we haven't.
And those feel like narrative.
They're just random occurrences. They're not an army, right?
They feel like narrative models, not.
Yeah. No, I did want to point at that. I just built an Army of Edoras list with Freylaf, Haleth, and Hera all mounted on their horses, and then it's basically oh geez, this is a lot to count up. So there's a warrior with banner. This is all foot except for I think there's 3 cav, but basically you're gonna have 14 bows, 14 throwing spears, and 14 shields. And so you have 45 models at 700 points with just a ton of range, 3 heroes all mounted. It's kind of, I think something like that could work because all of a sudden you have like a shield wall contingent. You have a Hera and a Haleth and a Freylaf all mounted, so you can choose through some troops and stuff like that. So somebody play Army of Edoras without Helm. I'd like to see it.
I think you do okay. But yeah, you'll struggle in certain situations, but you'll do well in others.
Yeah, I mean, you have Haleth and Hera to strike, Freylaf for defense, but
I don't even know if you should strike too much with Hera using her for heroic moves, probably sprinting off for objectives.
Yeah.
She's a half decent duelist. She gives the 3 attacks if she's fighting one model and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I was just curious when we were talking about how many models you could get into 700 points, and it looks like you can max the war bands and get about 45. So,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Anyway, I think I think our list, Zach and I's were kind of the 2 obvious movie pulls, and then Andrew's played a ton of Army of Edoras, so he knows kind of what he's talking about there.
He's wish listing.
Yeah, he's just self-centered, just thinking of himself.
It's not. It's adding niches to the game. Cav archers.
What can I get for my army?
No. I think that is an interesting niche that it fills.
Yeah, nothing was too broken, so we'll leave it there. But we're over 2 hours, boys. This was a long one.
I hope somebody is still here listening at this point.
Can you imagine someone made it this far?
Hats off to
What's wrong
you
with you?
for the endurance.
Leave a comment if you listen this long. And
Say what's
like
a secret word that they'll say that we know that they
what's a
actually
secret word?
survived.
Say fourth Aerlingas, since this was a
Say
Rohan.
Helm sucks.
Okay, don't say that.
Andrew's off his rocker. Any
Yeah,
one of those three
the closest to
phrases,
accurate.
any one of those three phrases, and we know you listen. But also comment on the lists. I want to hear, see what people think, what's been said. Hey,
I'd also toss it out there. Is there any moments in The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or books that they could make another list out of? Because it feels like they've covered a lot of bases.
The
and
books,
at this point, when we get a new source book, like
what is the next source book going to be?
I struggle to see where they add army lists now because they're so specific.
The movies, I think, has all been done pretty well.
Yeah.
But the books, there's lots of stuff in the books, especially the appendices. The appendices of Lord of the Rings. I can think of Disaster Gladden Fields for sure. I can think of.
You came up with that one earlier.
Not on the podcast.
No, but come up with an original one.
And then Numenor with Anarion and Isildur. That's another one.
You said that already.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, again, not on the podcast, so I'm taking credit for it. I haven't read the appendices in a while.
If anyone wants to put out there something that you think would be an interesting list that we do not have access to yet, or could be a future source book, let us know that too. I'd be interested to think of other things that are out there, because right now I'm a bit stumped. I don't really know which way they're going to go, how they're going to expand.
I would say like a Círdan Grey Havens list, but like it's just elves. Like I don't know what you would really do with that.
You'd have to like release new kind of elves, I think, once again. If you're just more high elves, it's
all right. That's it. We're done.
Cool.
Andrew, do you have any more words you want to say?
Please no.
You guys want to hear about more Rohan breakdowns?
I'm sure we're going to hear about it after this is all shut down, so no.
I don't know if this is a theory crafting list episode or if this is now just a Rohan analysis episode, an Army of Edoras analysis.
With two random bits at the beginning.
Okay, we're mixing it up.
Cool.
That was good. All right. Like our page, like our Instagram, 700 point list, quiz questions, and
October 4th, London. 450 points, Game Chamber. Be there or be square. And October 27th?
25th. GT.
25th?
At Torchlight.
GT. Be there or be a circle this time.
All three of us are going to be there, so come shake Andrew's hand. Tell him he needs to stop talking about Edoras.
Catch up on your high fives. This episode is the high fives for the quiz questions you guys are getting right. Andrew's got to give each of you a good one.
I'll give you high fives. This episode has re-established me as an Army of Edoras player, I hope.
No.
That's just this was all just propaganda to show you how much I've played Army of Edoras.
We're going to cut this entire section and just insert like some AI you talking about a Balrog for 30 minutes.
The episode will go from 2.5 hours to 1 hour 15. All right. And then otherwise we have paint your models.
We have paint your models.
I hope we all paint our models.